So, starting with this new host format, as the host, I'd
As the
like to
host.
introduce the
Great.
future two bros, one guy and one guest, and the
That's
future host, whoever that'll be. And I will decide the future host based on your stories or your
Oh wait, I
opinions,
see.
and based how I judge you. Because that's what
So,
hosts do.
so if he's just like secretly doesn't like one of us, he's just gonna roast our story the whole time. No one
Oh,
will know.
Oh yeah,
that's
exactly.
awesome.
I already have some
that really a
predisposed
secret?
opinions. So.
Predisposed.
Oh,
About like the guy named Nick.
Oh yeah,
I
one
already
hundred
have my
percent.
predetermined biases in line.
Yeah, I'm
I
the only
love
one that
bias.
knows who the guest is, and you don't. So
I know the
it's
guest
definitely
is.
not me, but
Imagine
just
he
just
guessed
saying.
himself.
Maybe.
Nah, what if you
Imagine
tell
I'm
your
the
story and it happens to be the worst? So you guess at that
Yeah,
point for
yeah.
being the host.
Are you
That
the
should be a
guest?
thing. If you're the host and your story ends up being like less good than the other people's, you are by far
No,
the
no,
guest.
Hey.
that'll just go to us trying to overthrow the host each episode. That's
Yeah,
how
so
we
then,
are.
then
Like
we have
Kong.
a reason to be the host.
Hey, it is up to you guys who chooses the guest.
We
That's
could
not
like
me.
veto.
Yeah.
hey, will the host like even tell a story? Is that how that works?
I mean, yeah, the host can. I mean, they're the hosts. So
Yeah, he can.
Right.
They don't
but-
have
It will
to.
have no
but-
impact on
Okay,
him. Yeah,
okay,
it'll
but
have
if
no
it-
impact on
it's
the
like
host.
it's risk or reward. If you tell your story and it sucks,
No.
you're guest.
So like you're going to limit
Dude,
content.
I'm gonna be
because
guest
you
every
don't
flipping
wanna-
episode, bro.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Uh-oh.
I can't do this. I'm not meant to tell stories.
You're not allowed to
I'm
tell
meant to say like
stories.
penis and like.
If
If
you
your story
wanna-
sucks, you're gone. Off the island.
It's okay. It
Dead.
doesn't have to be like a long epilogue or anything. Just a short little anecdote.
A long epilogue.
Yeah, whatever.
Life
Whatever
story
the
it
word
is.
is. I'm
Underwords.
smart. Big
Monologue.
words, Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, all right. So, I'd say that for the theme for this week, since we just got out of the spooky season,
Oh, yeah.
it's not that far
Okay,
from
go ahead.
Halloween, but I want to hear some of your past experiences from life where you have been scared. Scared of
Ooh.
something,
Oh.
not necessarily like scared like for someone, like that kind of thing, like more scared for your own for your own skin kind of thing.
I have the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think here.
Yeah, I'll give you a sec. But if anybody has a instant like kind of thing that just popped into their head of something that really terrified them,
I have an instant
yeah.
immediately. So it was at West Ham's old house, and we tell this story before.
I knew it was
First
going
time
there.
you heard this. Yeah. It
Oh.
was when we decided to go outside after all those rake videos a few years back. Well, actually, a lot of
Oh.
years back.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
And
wait,
me
what?
and Evan did not
The
want to
rake.
get off the porch.
Oh,
oh my god, I forgot that happened. Yeah, we were. How old were you? Like 5 years old.
Maybe a
yeah,
little
5
older,
years
but-
old.
And
Yeah, watching rake videos. Five
Dude, we're like 9 at the minimum.
Yeah,
Evan
there's
was
no
9.
way we weren't over 10, or no, we weren't over 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 12 is when I left Cambridge, so we weren't over 12.
Yeah, yeah.
Feel like the rake might be a reoccurring theme. No cap.
The rake, like, I'd like to know the psychological
Why did
principle
that
behind
define our
what.
side? Why
like-
did that define our childhood?
I don't know.
Yeah, like, why is that? Why did that?
I'm
impact their
terrified of
soul?
things in my bedroom, and that's why.
Like that
Lack
Jack's
of
Five
sleep,
was
If,
in
if
perhaps.
you're going,
Oh,
if
wait,
that's
what?
like, if like the origin of it when I was
Somebody
like younger, right?
Right.
When I was like little, and like the fear of something in my room was very,
Yeah, I mean, the room is your safe place, and then like, when there's something sitting at the end of your bed looking at you, it's like,
yeah.
And I
I
that's
think
feel like
nuts.
a lot of people would be scared of that. I'm just
I
gonna.
No,
I think
yeah, you.
the way he
You're
worded
just
it was a
chill.
little off. No, he said he was like, I'm scared of like the think of something in my room. He's like, yeah, if somebody was just kind of like sitting on my bed, that'd be kind of weird.
Yikes.
Hey, well, that's what the rake is. That's the thing about it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
he
rake
sits on your
sits at
bed
your
and then
bed.
kills your daughter.
Just
Yeah,
I
that
don't have a
is true.
daughter.
That's what it said.
What if you don't have a daughter?
Well,
matter.
hey, they'll find someone.
I feel something.
It just has to come. It would just say like he has a comeback sign when you do have one.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
slips it
yeah.
in there.
Just like,
Bring me a
"Alright,
daughter."
See you next year! Exclamation mark.
Bring me a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any like a visceral emotion. Maybe visceral's not the
I
right
was
word.
gonna say I don't
Just-
remember many
Visceral,
details from this night.
absolutely. Just,
Yeah, just like what other specifics do you remember from spending some time with Ev on the porch?
Dude,
Like-
we did a lot of things.
yeah. Um, it was like the darkness never felt that like so dark before. Like I wasn't really scared of the dark, but like, and it wasn't the dark really. It was just the dark felt like so much more black and like so much more of a void than it usually did. And that was because
Yeah.
it was like my conscious trying to hide what's actually out there. So I don't think it's like I wasn't really afraid of what was in the dark. Well, I was, but it was more perpetual like my brain
Yeah.
just wanting it to be dark, to not
Yeah.
want me to see anything.
I see.
Interesting.
That's deep.
Because I remember me and Wes were the ones that kind of went out a little farther from the deck and just kind of roamed
Yeah.
around, and we're like, I'm kind of terrified, but there's probably
Dark
nothing out here.
energy.
Yeah.
Alpha energy.
Yeah, I didn't feel very alpha at the time. But yeah, we just got done watching those videos, and was that because there were several times where we hung out and we watched
It's
those
a
videos.
recurring theme. Yeah.
Like I don't know why.
Self-induced trauma.
Like, hey guys,
Fun, man.
let's get on the iPad, watch some rake videos, and
What is
go out
so
in the woods.
enticing about that, by the way? Why do we want to flipping like traumatize ourselves and
Because it's
by
it's
doing
like
something
getting
scary
scared.
after watching something scary?
It's like the adrenaline rush. Or
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
adrenaline of you like maybe actually being able to play through your horror that's in your head. For some reason, you want that. Like the
Yeah.
again the adrenaline rush.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's
Wait a
I thought
minute.
someone was gonna pick it up on wait for
Edit
it.
that out. Edit
I was
that
like,
out.
Yeah.
the host is
I
chiming
was
in,
waiting
like
for
his
someone.
job.
Yeah, that is
perfect.
true. That is true.
Dude,
All right,
preach
so yeah.
so true on God, Jake.
No cap on God.
So
What
yeah,
a
yeah.
killer banger from Jake.
I do remember that night. That was quite the night. We had several nights like it, but
Charles Dickens novel.
that was a good
Right.
night.
Out of
That
context.
was the night. All right.
Yeah.
Night
A
was
rake
dark.
night.
Definitely.
Anyone else got any ideas yet?
I'm
Wes,
still
you're good
thinking,
at
my
this
God.
stuff.
Any takers?
Yeah.
You're good at this stuff, Wes. You know what you're doing. All right, man.
Yeah, I'm still trying to.
Joseph
Think.
simply doesn't get scared.
Oh,
No, that's not what I literally just don't brain. Okay, I just.
Don't brain.
I'm just trying to remember. There's no shot I haven't been
well,
like.
while we're
scared,
thinking,
obviously.
I have a story that's not spooky, but like I embarrassed and traumatized slightly.
I'll allow
Not
it.
trauma, but like
Mhm.
this is. I remember we were getting our like oil changed, and this is just really a sad story. It's pathetic actually,
Oh, not
because
even
I
a
was like
sniper.
9 or 10, and like we just bought like a Jeep, and this old dude was like, "Hey, dude, why don't you close the door since you're such a big, strong man?" I'm like, "All right." And I give the
What?
most weak, pathetic push to the door I've ever given in my life, and it doesn't even close. That's how bad it is. The car door doesn't even lock closed, and he's like, "Come on, you could do better than that."
Oh,
And I'm in
no.
shambles. I'm embarrassed, and my day is ruined. And that's the end of my story.
Dying.
That
What?
is
So some
very
random
just-
man
unfortunate.
came up to you and said
No, it was like the guy fixing our car. So yeah, it just felt emasculated in that moment.
I don't even remember this at all. Like,
It stayed with me for years.
It's called Trump, Wes. You don't understand.
It's all trauma.
that's upsetting. I feel bad for you, man. I feel bad for
I
you.
still don't close the car
That's
door
such-
properly.
I've
Sounded
never been able to master
sarcastic.
the technique.
It's tough, man.
Closing the door.
Especially when
Use
they're
the
like
scope.
Wranglers.
You gotta give it a good smack beforehand.
Those Wrangler doors are like sticky.
What is that?
Like they're tough to close.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
Have you guys
Yeah.
seen that one video on YouTube of the opening and closing a door tutorial or whatever?
What?
I've not.
There's like a tutorial video. I think it's from some
Why would I need
Northern
to
Europe
watch that?
country, and it's just a tutorial on how to use a door. So Evan could use that.
It's not the door problem.
Just
It's
go
the strength.
WikiHow.
It's
That'll
just
do
the
it.
strength deficit.
Well, I mean, you got to use the right technique.
No.
Then you won't need as much strength.
Man's really dogging on 10-year-old Evan right now.
I was frail and I still
Yeah,
am.
10-year-old Evan, come on.
I was not meant to
You
be
get it.
masculine or
I was
muscular
just
person.
not meant to
Yeah, I
be.
thought you were
Yo,
just
me
not meant to
neither,
be.
man.
Yeah,
I was not meant to be.
Just wasn't meant, you know.
This is going downhill.
I would not survive without the pleasures and accommodations of the modern era.
It's a humbling thought.
Industrial. You wouldn't be Amish then?
No,
You could
would not be.
survive Amish.
Speaking of scary, the Amish, bro.
For
God.
real, bro. Those guys are crazy
For
sometimes.
real.
Imagine if they got a hold of technology, it'd be even worse.
Bro,
Yeah.
no, that would
They just choose not to because they know how powerful they'd be.
it'd be
It'd be
They're
too
letting us get
easy.
a head start.
There's such a more powerful race than us, my guy.
Dude, if there were
Right.
aliens on Earth, it would be them. They're in disguise.
Literally. It's like we haven't questioned these people that literally build barns in a day, and it takes us months to build the same thing
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
that's
like
true.
equipment, and they just have 100 guys lifting up
They get
sides
I
to
need
a
100 guys.
massive
in the
barn.
community.
Their
Fancy
ancestors
machines
built the
versus
pyramids.
100 guys. Yeah.
Ancestors.
What the
Dude, it
ancestors
would be
don't
so
want you to
annoying
know.
building the pyramids and like, what if like they place the stair wrong like in Minecraft? Does that happen IRL? They place the stair the wrong way.
Oh man, that
I'm
would
sure.
suck.
And then you're just brutally
Or
executed
is
and
this
tortured.
Tortured and
Does
really
does the
executed.
order matter in what you just said?
It's
Yeah,
Minecraft,
on the
but you
spot.
get
Yo, this is
capital
I-10. This is
punishment.
supposed to be an E4. What are we doing?
Come on, guys.
They're all cubes now.
I might become Amish, not gonna lie. I think you just like
Oh.
literally like do it, you know?
Yeah,
Dude,
you go before
would say
industrialization.
that.
Named like
freak.
Josiah or something.
Just like say I want to live
Messiah.
with you or something. I like looked this up one time. Like how do you become Amish? It's very
Why?
strange.
How to get
Yeah.
inducted into the bloodline.
Yeah.
Purify the
More of a
bloodline.
KKK thing than anything.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
It does.
All right,
All right.
bingo.
Next story. Next story. Anyone got one? Any takers?
Check that one off your bingo. All
Evan,
right.
do-
Anyway,
is that your story
What?
or do you
that
have?
wasn't my story. That was a way to fill time.
Uh,
I still don't.
What?
So-
I mean, that was a
Wow,
pretty
I'm the
scary
only one
story.
that
It
gets
Not
was
like
kinda
spooky.
scary.
It was just like emasculating and
Guess
pathetic.
I'm the only one that gets scared.
Anyone else been scared before?
I'm struggling to think of the story.
I can share my experience if you guys are having trouble. It's not much new
Another-
compared to Jake's, but it's a story. So
Yes.
it was another night. It wasn't at Wes and Evans. This one was at Jake's house, and we were
Oh.
still probably like, I don't know, 11 or 10, somewhere around there.
Oh, I think I know. What you're
And I don't really remember the specifics of what we did at Jake's house, like prior to nighttime.
Oh.
Probably like,
talking
probably
Brother,
like,
oh, let me tell you.
probably filmed like a Star Wars film or something on like the iPad or something, and ran around in the backyard. I don't
This
know.
iPad is a character in all these stories.
I
I'm
know.
picking up.
It's
That's
iPad.
the issue.
But
Yeah.
once it started getting
We're
later,
iPad kids.
I'm pretty sure we brought the iPad back out and we started
Mm.
looking up rake videos. And
Dude,
I-
why did we do this all the time?
I
What the
don't
fuck is
know.
our problem?
Like a drug.
I remember this one specific video, and I'm pretty sure this is the one we saw at Jake's house, and it wasn't at Wes and Evans. It was like by these weird kids that definitely lived in like Kentucky or like South Ohio or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, what is that thing over there on the tree line?" And they had like one of their friends just like hopping around,
I've
like
seen, I can picture exactly what you're
200 feet
Oh,
away.
yeah.
That video.
Yeah.
For some reason, it was like so silly and so fake. But my little mind at the time, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Really? That one?
What is
That's
that?
Yeah.
out there.
Like, I don't
That's
know what it was.
interesting. Because I was scared by the rake videos, but I remember specifically not being affected by that one. But
yeah,
others messed me up, but that one for some reason, yeah, I
maybe it
remember
was like
that.
a build-up kind of thing, and it got to that one, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's too much. But or
Yeah.
maybe
I'm
it's the
also,
one that like that's like kind of what I
I'm gonna
dreamt
admit
about the
I've
most
never
shit.
heard this rake story before.
Maybe it's
Look it up,
because
man.
the distance made it feel natural and real, and
Maybe.
like a looming threat that like wasn't just like corny and like overplayed.
Yeah.
And
Well,
not,
Yeah,
I,
and
the
that,
I,
thing
and
is,
I think that's like the thing about Rick. With the other thing, it's like jump scare or like strange stories, which there are strange stories about the writing. But like just the fact in our little kids' brains that could be out there was just enough to scare us. We didn't
hmm
need anything else.
mhm. I think the reason I remember that video specifically is because after we finished watching those videos, we probably went to bed not too long afterwards. And
Great,
I
by the
remember
way.
I could not sleep that night. And we were like on mattress or the inflatable mattresses in the living room. And I'm laying down and I have the perfect angle to like see through like two different
Mm.
rooms and see out like your tiny little back window of your house, Jake, to like your
Oh yeah.
backyard, and it's got like this hill kind of thing, and like all my brain could think of was that rake video. I'm like, oh, that looks exactly like it, and I just pictured the little like rake dude running down the hill towards the house, and like that's all I could think about. I couldn't sleep. Yeah, that's
Oh,
just that
jeez.
sticks out to me.
I
oh
have a
wait,
sleepover
this.
story also, but go ahead, Jake.
Okay, yeah.
Good.
So going back to Weston Evans' house, it was kind of like that. It was like I think it was either that night or another night we watched Sweet Videos at Weston Evans' house, and it was that window in the living room,
Oh
that big
Oh
yeah,
my
window
the
looking
giant
gosh,
right
one,
outside, and we would
the
sleep in
fat
that
one.
room.
it was so
Yeah, the
big.
big fat one. It was so big, and you could just see
Yeah.
I
right out. And
remember.
it's just a big black void. It
Yeah, I
was
All of our
remember
scary.
houses
one
have a
night we were
giant
there.
window.
Yeah, that is true. But I remember that one night, probably the same night you were talking about, where we were on the porch. Like that was another night I couldn't sleep because of the rake.
Dude, that's
So
mid.
so
Yeah,
I
that's
I
huge.
literally stood up, walked over to that chair in the corner, sat in the chair, and just stared out the window in terror,
Yeah.
just
What?
like trying to
Bro,
sleep.
imagine
Dude,
if
that's
one of
terrifying.
them
Why would
woke
you
up
do
and
that?
seen you, bro.
Yeah,
Well, no,
look,
I remember
bro.
waking up. I remember waking up to
I
tie
would have
in the
offed
chair.
myself
Yeah,
First of
there.
all, that scared me in the chair. It's like, what? What's in the chair? It's like, what's Ty doing?
Yeah, I'm like,
It's
bro, sleeping on
actually
this mattress ain't working. I gotta like sit down in the chair or
Yeah.
something and fall
it's
asleep.
crazy that your solution was to stare directly at it. That's like the
Yeah.
opposite of
It's
what I
like,
would do. That's
bro,
a
I
freak
Yeah,
literally
I
that would
behavior.
know.
have been the
You gotta
scariest thing ever.
justify. You gotta be justified.
There's
You're already terrified because all that, and then you get up and your friend is staring out the window to which where you thought it was, and he's just
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
frozen
like,
staring out.
Sorry, Jake.
hold on.
Might
I
have made you
think
have a heart
staring
attack.
out
up
the
to see
window.
that, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I
Oh, you
think
got him.
regardless of the context, staring out the window into the void is insane. Like imagine just
What was I supposed to do? Move the
just
chair?
staring straight into the void for hours on end. That's like mental anguish. That would mess me up. Like that's like a torture method on me. That's effective.
Yeah.
That's effective.
Write that down. Write that down.
It probably got
That's
to the
what
Yeah,
I'm
point.
like if you
I
want to
just
mess
got
me up,
went
just
back to
slip
the
and do
mattress.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we all meet up, we'll just randomly
Jeez.
stare out the closest window in the middle of a conversation with Ev. Just everybody stops to stare out a window.
I wanted to talk about a sleepover story that was very scary for me.
Man,
That's
these
a bit different.
sleepovers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These
okay. Well, I'm the
sleepovers, what
same
are
as
we
you,
doing?
Ty,
Yeah.
where we would watch something scary, like right before we went to bed every flipping time for some reason,
Hmm.
and then I would just never go to sleep. I was also the same as you. I had a hard time sleeping at sleepovers, regardless, really. It's hard for me to go to sleep at places I wasn't familiar with.
Hmm.
But this was scary just because it was surreal and I was very uncomfortable and I was like sweating and it was just so it was at Ty's house. You know, we slept in the basement, right? And he had that little TV. And we had watched Pirates of the Caribbean the night before. So, you know, all those movies have like title screens that it goes to, right?
Are you talking about The Hobbit? Because I'm pretty sure this is The
No, no, no.
Hobbit.
I know what you're thinking of. The
Okay.
Hobbit that's classic. That's classic media.
I'm like, that scared you?
No, this is Pirates of the Caribbean,
Okay, different titles.
and it has a screen that I discovered when waking up in the middle of the night because we left the TV on apparently, and it's just a title screen with a noise that's like,
Oh.
oh, It's like that. It's
Wait.
like oh,
So
like the
it's like
song.
I know what you're talking about. It's like, but that can happen like anything though. Like if you're already in a stressful mood and it's like a sound that just keeps repeating,
Mm-hmm.
it like the sound is so much worse for some reason. When you're already in that like agitated stress mood or you're scared and that it keeps on playing and then your brain goes wild with what that could be or what it sounds like.
So yeah, I wake up in the middle of the night. I can't see the TV, and I hear oh over and over again, like this chilling like choir, like a choir piece, like endlessly over and over again. And I'm like sweating, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the sound's coming from, and I'm like
You're just
traumatized.
describing a
Like I'm like
horror
freak.
movie
I'm like,
scene.
what is happening? And then eventually I found it out. Doesn't make me feel better because it doesn't stop. It keeps going, and I have a
Oh
and
my
I like didn't
god.
go to
It's like
sleep
that
for like
Edgar Allan
hours
poem.
with this like
Oh,
weird moaning low sound on the TV.
I feel so
So
bad.
that
I
really
feel
messed me
so
up.
Yeah.
bad. Because that's not the only time that happened.
What do you mean?
Like, remember the
I-
Hobbit movie? Like, we
Dude, the
watched.
pop. No, that's hilarious. That's so funny.
I don't know why we never turned the TV off.
I don't
Like,
even remember why we couldn't start the movie, but there was an issue and we just kept playing it over and over again.
it was
Uh,
just that Misty Mountains High song, and
yeah,
we died whenever they stood up
I have never
in
forgotten
the
that.
room.
I
Like, oh,
was
they're gonna stand up and start singing.
I will
Oh,
never forget that song.
I don't know why it was so like such a crazy concept for us to turn off the TV. We just could never figure it
We're
out.
too busy.
It was
Like,
a
hey,
really
listen.
old box TV, so maybe it was a little complicated. I don't know.
I
It
might
had a
have a
giant button
Ancient
called power
technology
on it,
for us
bro.
kids.
Box TVs were the easiest
Nah,
thing to understand, my guy.
it's
You
really
threw a
hard, bro.
remote at it hard enough and it would turn off.
Yeah, all the buttons were literally
True.
on the bottom right hand of the TV.
And the power button's literally
Clearly
massive.
labeled. Yeah, clearly labeled. Still couldn't figure it out, Joseph. Come on. Ancient technology. Ancient
My bad.
technology.
But we had so
Yeah.
many like box TVs in our house. We had a big one in the living room, like one of the huge ones that was the size of like a king size bed at least. We had
Sorry, you
two
were
in the
poor,
corner.
man.
Yeah, no, I was pretty poor back then. And then we had two small ones in the
Dang.
corner and one in the garage. And these were all solely for the Wii.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had
You
a
guys had
big
this
box
little-
Poor
TV.
brother.
So I guess that's not really a poor thing to have, but like, I had a big box TV too, but that thing was a mess.
I feel like we owned one at one point.
Oh,
It
I
was
never
like-
I
had
have
one.
the story now also.
No, we did. We
It
played
took
the GameCube on
forever
it.
to move that TV.
Oh,
Honest.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
we've
Attic mine.
identified that sleepovers are kind of a cause of
Yeah.
trauma.
They're all traumatic
that's a big
experiences,
trauma.
and we've all ruined each other's lives.
Yep.
Really, each house
Yeah.
has contributed.
It really
Yeah,
has.
yeah.
There's not
For
one house
for
that's-
different reasons.
Yeah, that's the first memory that came to mind that like messed me up, and I like still think about that. Like, dang,
Honestly,
This
just
sucks.
sleeping in the basement at times just enough for me and my brain for a while. Just being in a
the
basement
basement was kind of creepy.
with the lights off.
Yeah.
But I think it's just any environment you're not familiar with. Going and being in the dark is just unsettling for me because I'm scared easily. I don't know. I'm not like a strong-willed person.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly,
Weird.
kind of wondering if there's any stories where we were scared during the daytime, other than Evan's car thing.
Wait, what?
Didn't
Your
we
car
like
door
Probably been at
thing.
your house, I'm assuming.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not.
The woods.
didn't we
That's-
try searching for Bigfoot during the day at your house?
Yeah.
Oh, another
And
sleepover.
then we
Trouble.
tried
incident.
making a little film.
Yeah, that was
like
fun
a-
though.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Uh-huh.
I remember
was on
just
my
being down by the
tablet,
trampoline,
too.
like
As long
searching
as
for
it's daytime,
Bigfoot.
it's
That
fine.
caught on fire and burned the day we moved.
What?
Well, I don't know. I don't know why. It's just so funny to me that that trampoline, when our dad was like burning stuff in our backyard, burned down. Is like the day
What?
we moved to Columbus because like the wind
What?
blew the heat into the trampoline, so we just had to like.
Oh, rip.
It burned. So just like a commemoration of our move.
Wow.
It
Really just
burned
burning
down.
away the
All
childhood.
that
Burn
time
it
in
down.
that
Yeah, just, like,
trampoline. It's
burning it
gone.
away.
Yeah, it was like yeah, the trampoline's burned out.
Oh my God. with good travels ahead.
Wow.
Wait, how did you manage?
Can't fit in the car. Might as well just burn it.
Yeah, just
Oh
burn it
no,
down.
honey, the trampoline burned down.
Oh man, it must have been
Guess
the
I don't
wind.
gotta take it apart.
Shit, like,
Yeah. Oh, look, our marriage documents. I guess I can't divorce now.
Oh my.
So yeah, sleepovers, scary.
Yeah.
But it's like
Mm,
yeah, they
Joseph
are
and
scary.
Wes, you got any ideas yet?
I do.
Oh.
Hopefully something other than a
Yeah.
sleepover involving the raid.
I've got
It's
one,
not
but
a,
you can go
it's not
first.
it's not a sleepover, but it is a scary movie. It is
Oh.
the first scary movie that I ever accidentally seen, and it was literally only
Oh.
for a split second. And it is the sole reason as to why I never slept in my own room until I moved out of that house.
what?
So
Wow.
I
Wow.
refused to. I slept with one of my parents.
Wow.
That's what I did.
Wait,
So,
hold on. You
this-
gotta clarify.
Okay, yeah, I'll answer that one later. So so the movie was Paranormal Activity. So
Mm.
it's
Oh my
and
gosh.
I've
I
never
know
seen
ex-
that.
they
okay.
were all watching it. It was my mom, my dad. They had one of her friends and all her kids over. They were all watching it in the living room, and I'm playing in my bedroom with like the copious amount of toys I had back then, like Buzz Lightyears and Woodies. I had like 3 of every type of
Oh,
different
yeah.
version of him.
Oh yeah.
Go
I'm
off.
playing with that, and I usually would go and play. My dad had this recliner that sat like kind of like adjacent, like kind of in front, but to an angle as to where the hallway is to go to the back rooms. The back rooms area where my room was, not the back rooms. to
Alright.
go,
So wait,
go-
there was
to go
just this
to-
like
to go to my
giant
bedroom.
liminal space.
But so and
Never went there.
I would like the chair was like kind of like my like behind the chair was kind of like my spot. Like I could just stand there and kind of talk to everybody, and I had like my toys back there. It was like in the hallway, so I could still talk to everybody, but also still play with my stuff without like being in
That's
everybody's
adorable.
way. And I peek around the corner, and it's the scene where she's getting dragged out by her leg, by the like why he's invisible.
Yeah.
I'm not
And
familiar with this movie.
That
Me neither.
it's not a good movie. It's not that scary.
I'm pretty sure there's 6 of them. And we have them all.
There's
Oh,
a
wow.
lot. Literally, that movie, I saw that, right? Just freaked out and ran to my room, and they were all like, "Oh no, he wasn't supposed to see that!" And, like they were freaking out too because they were like, "Yeah, go play in your room or whatever." And I saw it literally. This is how bad this shit affected me. I would not go to the bathroom unless there was somebody was standing outside of the door, had it cracked open, and I knew for sure
Damn.
nobody was gonna snatch my ankle and grab me out.
Wow.
That I
That-
did
that's,
wouldn't
like,
go.
legitimate
This is
trauma. That's
this is the
tough.
most terrified I have ever been in my life.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So I refused to go to the bathroom alone. I wouldn't go in my own room hardly ever.
That's crazy.
And I slept.
do-
Yeah, I slept in
Jeez.
the big bed
I find it
until we moved
interesting
out of
that
that, and
when
then I
we're
just
little,
went on.
that we get
Well,
our lives are like
yeah.
completely changed by a little mistake. When we're
Yeah.
younger, we're so impressionable that it like just
like,
ruins something for us.
With Paranormal Activity, it's not the movies are scary, like, and like, tell me if I'm wrong, Joseph, but it's like the movies were scary. It's just the fact that they happen in like a home that could have been anyone. That's what
Yeah.
makes them scary. That's what makes them stick with you.
Yeah,
Not
it's like
the
there
fact
wasn't
that,
there
like,
wasn't
jump
like
scares
an
or anything.
underlying reason like how other movies are like, oh, because you're like this guy, which is tied to all this. It was like this one was just. I'm pretty sure it was just
Yeah.
people. Like,
It was just regular people who were getting haunted, and that's like
and I
the
also like haven't
that's
watched it
what
since
keeps you
then.
up
I
at night.
literally refuse to watch that line of movie. I've watched like a good bit of horror movies. Haven't ever watched those again.
Wow.
Like there's
Huh.
just something that just doesn't. I just don't want to watch them.
Yeah, that's like going right straight
like,
towards your trauma there.
Yeah, but like clips I've seen of it, I'm like, this really isn't that scary. But
Yeah,
like, I'm
it's
still not
it's
gonna
not
do
a scary
People
movie.
literally traumatized by the Paranormal Activity.
it.
I
That's
need to
crazy,
protect
yeah.
this man from that scene.
I literally only saw like
Paranormal-
a
I know what scene
split
you're
second of
talking
it too.
about,
It
too.
was just enough to like absolutely ruin me.
Mhm.
I think Paranormal Activity 3 was pretty decently scary. But most of the other ones aren't because
I
like
trump my fear and watch them now.
they're like
Because
they're kind of uneventful.
Party.
And
What?
yeah,
Aren't they like not found footage, but like kind of like camera kind of thing? Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
they're,
Yeah.
like all in
Yeah,
a
it's like
camera
fly on the
view.
wall.
Yeah. Because that's like I've only seen like very short clips from it. I've never seen any of
Yeah,
the movies.
it's like he's like invisible or something. And they spread baby powder all over the floor, and you see the footsteps come in on the baby powder, and then you see like her
Yeah.
blanket move in the camera.
Yeah, the first one's not very scary, but it's I think it's an interesting film nonetheless
Kind of an
because like
important film in that genre of
It,
horror.
it was
right?
enough to make like 7 of them. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
It was
Must
also
be
just
onto
like a
something.
long time ago as well when it was when I
Well,
was like probably like 5 or 4 even, but no, but yeah, 5 or 6 I think I was.
yeah, it would
What
have been
other horror movies have
2000s.
you watched besides that?
What other horror
All I
movies?
watch is horror movies. I'm completely
I've
desensitized
literally
at this point.
like I've
Have you
the
watched
horror
the
movies I've
Conjuring
watched.
movies?
Um,
Some of them.
I don't know if I've
There's only
watched The
3.
Conjuring.
Yeah.
I
Well, like
really don't. I haven't watched a lot of them at all.
there's a whole Conjuring universe, you know.
Oh yeah, because
Like
you got Annabelle, and I watched it
yeah.
all. I guess I just lost track of the
I
movies I
watched Get
watched.
Out recently, and that was a beautifully done movie. I really enjoyed
I
that.
need to watch that.
It was like there's some moments in that where it's so clever and interesting that it's just like
Yeah, that movie's
it,
unnerving. Like the concept is
it's
like
so unnerving and like it's like energizing because it's so entertaining. So man, I don't know. It's very well done.
Yeah, most horror movies that I've seen have not been in my own home. It's usually at a friend's house or in school, mainly
Mm.
school.
understandable.
What did you watch in school?
History through film, baby. That's where we watched The Conjuring. We watched Annabelle, uh,
Really?
and Wes made us watch Hereditary.
Oh
I
yeah.
want to finish. I say this
That
all the
film's
time, but I
really
want
good.
to finish Hereditary.
Um, Ari
Such a
Aster is the director.
disturbing.
All his films are pretty good.
I remember
Uh,
being too scared to
Thus
finish
far.
Hereditary when Wes
He's making a
showed it
new
to
one
me.
next year,
oh
or
really?
coming out next year.
Yeah. Hereditary is the most
So we could watch
disturbing
that
movie I've
together,
ever seen.
Ty.
Let's go. Can't wait.
He also has yeah, he also has a Midsummer,
Yeah.
Oh, he
which
wrote Midsommar?
yeah, he directed
Bro,
Midsummer.
that's a masterpiece in my opinion.
I've seen clips
Yeah,
from it.
yeah, they have like a good atmosphere, I guess. Um,
Yeah, it's uncanny, man. It's weird. It was legitimately surprising and like to watch. It's very effective.
yeah, I had a streak where I watched like cheesy slasher films for a while, um, like like Friday the 13th and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you have a story, Wes?
Oh yeah, we can
Yeah. Let's move on
I
to
have like
Wesley.
another thing. Oh, go ahead, Wes.
I feel like it got quiet. Where is everyone?
yeah. Is everyone
Waiting on
else
Wes's
here?
story.
Oh,
Yeah, we're waiting on the
Yeah.
story.
Okay.
um, yeah. So I guess my story's not necessarily like one story, but more of a series of events that are all linked, in my opinion.
I love
Um,
So
this is
a
I
good.
want to
story.
I want to set the scene.
A narrative plot, you might say.
No, a series of like disconnected events.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily in one narrative, right? But to paint a picture of one of the scenes, right, happens at nighttime, as usual. Um, you know how these things go.
Yeah, classic.
um, so I used to be in this room, or I used to have this room that was like had no windows. It was always super pitch black whenever it got dark, right? And it was like
Minecraft.
it was like a yeah. This was that house
Oh,
uh,
okay.
where all the
Talking about.
sleepover stuff happened.
Oh, okay.
We're
It's a very
talking
cursed house.
the bigger bedroom, literally no windows.
Yeah, we're talking about the dungeon room.
Your
That
guys'
used to be
bedroom?
my room.
Or,
Yeah, well,
okay.
We
it would
switched a lot, but yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and I always had it's an old house, or like the house is kind of rickety, right? It makes a lot of noise. But there are very distinct ones that I'm not sure I can explain. And one distinct occurrence that would happen a lot. I used to have the closet, right? And I would have the little coat hangers and shirt hangers and whatnot, like the metal wire ones, which, if you rattle them, they make noise, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And when I like would be laying in bed just trying to sleep late at night, like I'd wake up at like 1 and I'd hear rattling. And my whole psychology, right? My psychology back then basically told me to just ignore it because it won't mean anything if I just ignore it. And so a
This
lot
is
of these
exactly
things
how I think about these things still.
I just ignore this the issue, right? And so literally there would be like I swear up and down that there was these coat hangers would just make rattling noises at night. I don't know
Really?
how.
There wasn't like a vent in there, was it?
There
Yeah,
was
there's
no
gotta be
vent
some
that
explanation for if it's consistent, something was up in there.
it
Yeah.
wasn't like consistent like rhythmic rattling. It was just every once in a while you hear
That's what
some
I mean.
noises.
Like if it happened occasionally at night, saying like
The thing is that house is very primitive. There was no ventilation really.
Yeah.
Um, we had, you'd have to buy like those like plug-in heaters and stuff in the winter, like, AC units and all that. There was no ventilation for like anything in that house.
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't any vents. It was literally it would have been like cinder block walled closet that would make this weird noise at night. And it just, there's other occurrences that kind of tie into it. It depends on which bedroom I was in, right? So, and then like a little later on, I was in a bedroom upstairs, and I'd have
oh
like
yeah,
this,
sorry, we wrote that.
yeah, and I'd have like that desk, and I'd have my printer for school on there, and a bunch of other stuff. And I remember the one time that like my printer just fell off there, like I don't understand how it fell off there, but it was like I couldn't sleep that night because it made no sense to me. It was like it was firmly on the
Uh-huh.
table. It just fell off. And
Yeah, that would mess me up.
yeah, there's so many
Loud
weird
noise.
little things
Yeah.
that you know what spooked me too is that the woods there, right? You'd go outside sometimes and then kind of get dark out and you'd come in,
Those
and the
woods were
way you
spooky, man. Yeah. The whole
yeah.
house was
Real
spooky.
thick.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
house just.
There was something
I was
about
telling
that
Wes
house.
about this earlier, but my dreams consistently have that house in it, and I've lived in three different houses since then. Now, and that house is almost always the house that shows up.
Really?
Something's up with that place.
Yeah.
It's like maybe it's because I just have so many memories there compared to other houses. Like I just remember it now, and I was younger, so it just stayed with me. But like it's always in my dreams. But
Spooky
something's up,
place.
bro.
But sometimes when I'd be walking back in, or whenever I had to like take the trash out because we had to walk down that giant driveway,
Mm. Yeah.
and it would be like almost dark out, or sometimes it would be dark out, and you'd hear noises in the woods, like noises that sound like something was running through the woods, or just walking through the woods. It could have been any animal,
Here.
right? But that would always scare me.
I don't think I ever went down there in the dark like you guys did. I would have ruined my life.
I would have never gone alone. Like,
Did you
yeah.
did you go down there alone sometimes, Wes?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't do
that's
that now.
wow.
I wouldn't do that now.
You know, one thing about,
You're both
those
different
times
than
when I
me.
go down and the times when you be down there is I swear to this day that one time in the woods I saw like a silhouette or like an outline of something that looked like a Bigfoot but like shrunk down, right?
A
Like
man,
tiny Bigfoot.
a
Man.
human
That
being,
is
No,
true.
Monkey.
like monkey size.
So
and
Like
Homo
monkey.
sapien.
your standard monkey.
Wow.
Standard monkey.
Like, how
I'm
far
not
away
even
from you?
joking. Uh, probably 30 yards.
I've,
Where'd you
about-
get that measurement from, bro?
well, I've.
I don't know. I'm just trying to approximating based on what
Yeah.
I can recall.
Was it like a tree or something? Like what was it,
I saw movement, like it was running on all fours,
Oh,
like
yeah.
running
bro?
like a gorilla runs.
I had a dream where there was a monkey running down a driveway.
I could have like it could have been another animal, and I kind of misperceived what it was, but
Yeah. I feel like I do remember you guys telling me that one night you looked out your window down at your driveway and you told me that you either saw Bigfoot or like a bobcat. I couldn't remember which one you said.
The two complete, like either a Bigfoot or a native animal.
Either
I
one
know
is
in
like
between.
reasonable.
In the minute that Evan was like, I had a dream where a monkey
No,
ran
yeah,
down
yeah,
the
yeah.
driveway.
I did.
Monkey
I remember
ran
it was
down the
actually one
driveway.
of the first like traumatic dreams I ever had. Was for some reason I was petrified in this dream that this Bigfoot, it was like a tiny Bigfoot, which is weird now that I'm saying that because Wes literally just said that.
Tiny foot.
But it was like a small Bigfoot, so monkey size, but it was like
Wait a
in
minute.
my head. What?
Wait, did my Bigfoot creature haunt your dreams, bro?
You never told me about this monkey
Because
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Is it some being that like haunted the woods there, and that's
I
why you
was
had all these
I
awful
was
experiences?
very young when this happened. I was pretty young.
Yeah.
And I just remember it wasn't from like the really steep driveway, it was from like the driveway next to our house, right? Like the not so weird one that led to our
Oh
neighborhood.
yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was just I just remember being terrified that this monkey was running down this hill and it was coming after me. And it said, "I'm not messing around." And it sounded
Wait,
like
it
the
said
singer
that?
for Black. Yes, I remember this because I want you to know this
Little
is
monkey
weird.
running around.
Is that it looped like a vocal sample. He would go, "I'm not messing around. I'm not messing around." And that's how
Oh
and
my
he
gosh.
sounded like the singer for the band The Black Keys. And it was him saying that, and it was the monkey saying that, and it was like looping like a robot, and it was chasing after me,
This
and
is
that's
that's
all.
like terrifying, bro. That's
Yeah.
that's
wow.
What?
It's like singing. I wasn't
That's
like
messed
just
up.
saying. It was like I'm not messing around. It was like that. It
Dude,
was like a blues singer.
things
It was weird.
repeating something is always so scary. Like it could be anything, and the fact that it's repeating and chasing you.
And
No.
it was like
Yeah.
barreling down the driveway. And
Oh my
so
gosh.
maybe that was your monkey.
Nah.
That's
Maybe
scary,
that was the
dude.
monkey stuff.
The monkey crossed
Yeah, Wes,
dreams
not-
on accident.
It's
and came
only
into
not
Evan's dream.
scary because the guy was singing like
monkey
the
brew.
Black Keys singer. And he was like a blues singer, but he was like a robot blues singer who could only say one thing.
Wow.
Dude, we were talking about nutty dreams, dog. I got a wild one.
Excuse me.
I got some.
Monkey dream.
One of the other, like a dream that also like freaked me out when I was a kid was literally. I'm gonna say this. This is literally hilarious. So imagine Ronald McDonald, right?
Oh,
Yes,
Nah,
sir.
he's
On a
serious.
motorcycle.
God
He's
bless.
the leader of a Harley gang.
Brother.
I'm literally
Dang.
I'm running. Okay, so we're it's like me and this whole like family. Don't know who they are. We're all running down the street. It's just like a bunch of us kids, and we're all running, and the Harleys are somehow not catching up to us, but we're all running. It's just, like, literally like a murderous. Like a murderous Ronald McDonald, like it's got like blood on his face and everything. He's very like psychotic, and we're running, and unfortunately, there's a fat girl, and she ends up being
Brother.
too slow, and Ronald gets a hold of her.
Elbows.
No,
and
poor girl.
and Ronald grabs her, and he just like while he's riding this Harley, right, stands up on the Harley, just stands up on the pegs, grabs her, puts her above his head, and just like starts eating her.
Oh my.
Just
Badass.
like through her back,
Bro.
just starts eating her until she like rips apart and like
He's
throws her on the
crying.
floor, and
Whoa.
then continues to drive forward, and then like that's when, like
Oh,
that's when I did
No.
like I know how to like could like take like like make myself control the dream, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
I was
Where
just
you-
thinking it like
where
I
you can
did that
like break
too.
out of it and stuff. But that
Yeah.
that's
I've
that's
never
another
done
thing.
dream.
Yeah, okay.
I've like
Yeah.
never done.
Yeah, and then I managed to get out of it. But also, that's I've been telling this for a while. Like the whole lucid dreaming thing, I'm absolutely terrified of it now, because when I lucid dream, I swear to God, I'm being hunted by this thing in my dreams every time I like break it.
Bro.
It's like every time I break
battling
the dream,
spirit.
and I like exactly, dude. It's
It's
literally
like
just this
it's trying to
figure.
tell you to stop.
It's literally
like-
it literally it's like
That's
it's like this is like a regulated thing. It's like once you break it, it's like they send these people after you to put you back into it.
That's some
that's
Inception stuff, bro.
It's so
Yeah, that's how
terrifying,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
happens all the fucking time. Cause I
Wow.
just try to break it now, and then like when you get that slow running thing, it's like fighting the slow
Oh, I
running.
hate that.
And it's always like I'll
Ew.
be doing
I
a
haven't
thing,
had that
and then
since I
like
was
I'll
really
get like
young.
that just fear of like this figure, and I like there's nothing to it. It's literally just a black figure, and you'll never see it besides in like a 2D image. It's kind of weird.
Hmm.
It's like you'll just kind of see it randomly. It'll just like flash in, but it's like I feel like I'm just being hunted the whole time.
Yeah.
I think dreams are legitimately the most fascinating parts of humans. It blows my mind every time anything about it is discussed.
Yeah, they're weird.
That actually
Yeah.
might be more terrifying than the paranormal activity thing,
Clowns.
because that shit, no,
Oh.
like just
Probably. I mean,
that like the being hunted thing. I didn't even think about that. It just happens like so
It's
often
so
at this point.
interesting.
It's like just a thing.
Really?
Still
Still?
happens.
Oh yeah, like all the time. Like
I've never
if
been
if I
possessed in my
dream like
dreams.
it's like I don't like want to like break it, but like it's hard to not break it because if shit starts happening, I was like, this would be way cooler if I did this type of deal. It's like the way I see things is like from a third person perspective the whole time, and then it's like I want to be in charge now. It's like I want to take over, and so I do. And then
Yeah.
like well, the second like I tell my brain to like step in, basically like become do whatever you want, and like kind of do, and I take over. It's like some fucking it's like Inside Out, but if it was fucking a horror movie, like send the guards, and it's like this scary
The
demon
dream
starts coming
police,
after
brother.
you. The
Yeah.
dream police come after me, bro.
That's crazy.
I have
Gee.
stuff
You're
like that
breaking the matrix,
in
bro.
dream.
That's literally what it
I have
feels like.
some.
That's what it feels
I
like on a
have.
daily basis, honestly. Like the whole living in third person thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have stuff like that in dreams, but it's like my dreams are always in first person. Like I feel like I am dreaming and this is real. And I kind of do it like just where I mess with the dream, but besides just like stepping in, I die. Like I go through that feeling, and then I rewind and do something different in the
I love the
dream.
rewind. The rewind is fun when you can rewind it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hmm. Yeah,
I need
that's
to learn
weird.
this skill.
Yeah,
I
cause
had
like,
one where like I
Yeah,
was
I've
like
never had
running. I
control
was
of
like
people.
it was like me and
Crazy.
lava. Okay, this one's funny. It was like me and Lava Girl, right? And we're all like this
oh
planet. It's like a
yeah,
scene from like Lava
Like,
Boy, and
The
Lava Girl, and
lava.
Shark Boy. It was like a
uh,
scene
made
from
out.
there. We're on like this lava planet, and then like for some reason I'm with Lava Girl, and she falls in the lava and like dies somehow. It makes no sense. So I'm like, nah, run that back. And so went back, and then like I was like, hey,
Change
go
the narrative.
seven, don't go that way. And
yeah.
then she lived, and we kept going.
That's weird. Cause
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I can like if I've ever dreamt like from what I can remember, I don't know if I have like a rewind kind of function.
I've actually, of all the things you've talked about, the rewind might be the thing that's most likely happened to me. I feel like that's happened
Really?
before.
Really. Cause like when I dream, it seems like from the ones I remember, it's like separate scenes that I envision,
Kind
and
of you
there's
just
like
kind of jump
no
around.
correlation between them, but there's just like
Huh.
these different locations, like with usually the same people, but like I don't remember how we got to this place, and then it just moves on to the next
And then
like
everything is
area.
it's like the next scene is like entirely
And
different from
it's
what's
Yeah,
going on,
Yeah,
but
our
yeah,
it's like
dreams
the
are the
exactly.
same
same type.
people.
Really?
My
We
Like
have the same type of dreams.
Wow.
that's yeah, like
Just-
that's when
They're
that's
like
sometimes when I would
vignettes.
do the rewind thing when it's like when like you just kind of jump and it's like wait I didn't want to do this, go back, like a video thing.
Yeah.
like
Our dreams are just like little
yeah.
disconnected vignettes of
Mhm.
like
My
random
yeah,
stuff.
but my dreams are like full blown narratives. Like the same things happening the entire dream till I wake up, and that's why I rewind. Like it does the same thing, the same dream happens, the same people, same setting, same antagonist per se, and yeah, it's
Yeah. I've had the
My
same dreams
antagonist
before.
is the fucking dream police. Like
Yeah, I have the same dream over and over, like so
I've
many times.
only one
The,
dream I've ever had that I've had more than once, and I can just remember it.
it's kind of confusing.
I
The
don't know
thing
if
about
I've
my dreams that's weird is that they consistently take place in the same universe, despite how odd it is. And they're almost never characters. The characters are never people I know in real life. They're just like random people.
Hmm.
Um, and but it's interesting because I say they take place in the same universe because it's the way I describe it is it's like this liminal, futuristic, somewhat dystopia with like mega corporations that have like completely conquered the world, and there it's also throwing like Lovecraft Cthulhu logic,
Oh
and,
my.
and that's just
told me
how
wow,
this
things
earlier,
work.
and I'm so
that's a
confused as to why
mix.
this happens. I don't understand.
But it's
Why?
so weird. A common setting for my dreams is this like city-wide shopping mall. And I don't know why, but so many of my dreams take place in this giant mall that has like no outside exit. It's just like the world is this mall.
Hmm.
But it's not like your regular shopping mall, right? It's just kind of like this giant conglomerate of retail and like housing and stuff, and like it's just weird. Um, But like, yeah, that's just like the probably the most common setting that I remember is malls or giant warehouses and like these big open spaces that you can't get out of.
Really
Mm.
interesting.
Mm.
I had a dream last night with Cook's Run Road in it, and Ty and Josh were in it
Oh,
multiple times. Yeah.
what happened?
Wait,
This this is the same thing I was telling you earlier. Wes.
Wait a second.
It was last night. Might have been some of the weirdest dreams and most vivid dreams I've ever had. Seriously, like
Oh.
it was a series of like 8 just random vignettes disconnected from each other that happened, and 2 of them contained Ty and Josh, and they were very similar. But they, yeah,
what
you were there,
happened,
man.
Mev?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, me
Yeah,
tell
what
you.
happened, Mev?
Uh
the one with Ty and Josh. So, the last thing I remember of this is it's a transition from one of the scenes to the next. It's our sister's husband being dropped off at a random apartment. I don't know what it is. And then it switches to me at Cooks Run Road, kind of like not really aware that it's me. It's just like a first person perspective, sort of. And it's raining heavily. So comically heavily that it's just a wall of blue and you can't see anything. It's not even rain at this
It's the
point. It's like
flood.
it's
Just
blackness.
a wall, yeah. The flood.
And the apartment becomes the driveway to Cooks Run Road. And then there's just like a mass that goes by, and it's a car with Ty and Josh in it. And they invite me to just go with them. They're like, yo,
Hop in.
Oh,
it's
okay. That
it's
was a
Evan.
turnaround.
Yeah. And then we end up at some sort of coastal city like Oak Island, North Carolina or something. And we're at a restaurant. And the only other thing I remember is I think that the scene ended with, I'm not sure what Josh said, but he said like, "What would Evan do here?" Right? Or something was going on. And I said, "Oh, you want me to suck your cock?"
What? That was a turn I was not expecting.
Yeah.
That was what I would
Oh
do in
my.
that was the Evan thing to
The
do.
way-
That was what Evan would do.
The way you
That's
delivered
what
it, bro.
That was so good.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
And that was the end of that scene
I
with
know
Ty and Josh.
exactly what Evan would do.
I don't really remember what
Worst
else he
part to
did.
cut off, man.
Yeah, then he woke up.
But-
He was like, "What the hell?"
None of the
Evan
series
would
of
not.
none of the
Evan would not.
dreams were any way related to each other. They were all just completely
Nope, not
random,
at this point.
abstract things. I don't know.
Very
But
interesting.
that's delving into our minds.
Yeah, we've kind of sidetracked
scary.
to dreams, which
Yeah.
that's fine.
We all told our
stories.
They're still pretty
And we've all
terrifying.
told our dreams.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
like to
these are more
reiterate
nightmares
dreaming
than
is my worst one as my scary
Dreaming
story.
is
That's
terrifying.
definitely way more scary than fucking paranormal activity. I'm over that shit. I'm still scared of my dreams.
Yeah.
You don't remember your pleasant ones.
No, I can't.
No.
I literally can't tell you a pleasant one.
I will
I
say,
can
actually,
believe
no.
it.
I guess the dream I had last night was kind of pleasant. It was kind of hilarious. There were so many. I was.
It was kind of pleasant.
That was
Wait a
great.
second.
We had a
Yeah,
great
that one
time.
was very
You know we did. You know we did. It was good.
Was this like my car or was this like his car?
It was just like a black like sedan. Thing,
Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
fine. Okay.
They were kidnapped.
But no, that wasn't really the funny one. The fun I told Wes like the funny one now, but like there were a lot of funny things that happened. It was great. Good time.
Man,
Love
what an
that.
ending.
Do it again, really.
Yeah, what an ending to that dream, bro. That's crazy.
Just cuts off right after
What would
that.
Evan do? Just
It's
remember.
like, it's like in, like the Transformer song that ends at the end of every movie. That just starts playing.
Evan's final quote. Directed
It's
by.
like my image is
Michael
burned onto
Bay.
the screen as it transitions and it like fades out
That'd
slowly.
be great.
Man, this needs to be a movie.
We're gonna have to make a skit out of that.
Dude,
real quick.
you
Yeah.
could flip and write a. This is like
Write
William S.
anything and
Burroughs'
put that at the end of
brother.
it, it would work.
This is like
It's a
Naked
gold one.
Lunch.
Yeah, you should make a short film off of it.
Yeah.
That would be
Starring Josh.
exhilarating. I remember half of it, and it ends with brilliance. We didn't do anything, by the way. It's not like anything happened. I just said
Oh
that.
yeah, sure.
but I would do it if I
He
could.
turned the camera down. Well, I wouldn't
Write that down. Write
hesitate.
that down.
If
I
only
wish
it
I did.
lasted longer.
Yeah.
Or switching scenes.
So we've discussed mainly scary things that have to do with dreaming and the lack of dreaming, lack of sleep, and
Mm.
also just weird dreams. But Wes brought up something interesting that I guess I'd never really thought of when I was thinking of my spooky thing was actual paranormal stuff that you've experienced,
Mm.
not just inflicting your own horror by watching videos. Like, is there anything that you've actually experienced that you've just thought, like, what was that? Like, that's really weird. That's like
Mm.
ghost type stuff. Like, is there anything like that?
I've lived my whole life being so opposed to the idea of paranormal things existing that I haven't let that happen to me, unfortunately. So I don't think I
I
have anything
mean,
interesting.
I don't think it's that
see, like,
common.
I don't
Yeah, and
know.
I think at my old house, it wasn't like any like one specific event, but I was always feel like I was being watched or was never alone. Like
Just
especially as like a
schizophrenic.
little kid, and I like grew up with all these paranormal stuff. Like I would go to the library and take home books just on paranormal stuff. I think that got to me where it was
Mm.
like I was a little kid. And you know how my old house set up, right? You have the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, and that's the first floor. Everything else, our only bathroom is upstairs. Everything else is upstairs, and the fact that the the upstairs was so disconnected because it was like a 90-degree corner going up the stairs that it was like a completely different space. And when I had to go up there to go to the bathroom, it was like some of the scariest stuff because I would be alone up there, and as a kid, the staircase was so long. It was like transporting a different place, and I felt so alone. Yet something was there with me, and even when I
Yeah.
went to bed, something is there with me. I
This
never
is the
felt alone.
Really?
this is the fear that torments me the most. Even now, I'm desperately like terrified of being alone and just being not alone, but not being aware you're on alone. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
like
that
the
like that
that's the only
feeling,
thing that's
like
yeah.
and
This is
it's
when
the
it
only thing
starts,
that's
when it
had a
like
long
once
lasting
you like
effect on me.
allow it in, it's like it gets progressively
Yeah,
worse.
it like kind of
but he,
envelops you once you let it
here's the
happen.
thing though. Here's the thing though. That's why I bring it up because when I moved to my new house, it was gone the first night. I did not have
Yes.
that feeling
Okay,
Powerful
anymore.
this
no
is
It
something I
behavior.
want
was
to talk about.
just in that house.
So basically, I was going to talk about branching off that. I feel like different houses have different energies to them, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Well,
Different. I've
I
lived in a
once
lot of
Just reconnect
houses.
with the
lived
half
in
the
one house.
house really.
Like I've moved a lot, and I feel like each one, if there's ever something like I feel like that's paranormal going on, I feel like that house has like like an energy to it. I don't know how to describe it, but it has like yeah, it feels like you're always being like you're never really alone whenever you're alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I felt safe at the townhouse, I'll tell you that. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I'm because it's
I
in the
was still in
city.
there.
There's no spiritual energy there, man.
It's
yeah,
clogged up by people energy.
yeah.
Yeah, but there like we had a house that we lived on right after the house, um, where all the sleepovers and spooky stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
But like that one also kind of had that energy. I was gonna talk about a story that I can remember from there. I think we were just moving in recently. Like there was still empty rooms, right? We hadn't moved. We had to move like everything into each room, and I
Wait, this
remember
is
being upstairs. What?
what house are you talking about?
Uh, 10th Street.
Oh, I have
After the
like no
apartment.
yeah. No, this is like
But
we
this is
went
like
back and forth between this and the sleepover house like 4 times.
yeah,
We like
yeah. It
kept
was
moving
back and
back
forth.
and forth between the two houses for some reason.
Huh.
But
Well, we had it.
I don't
It was
have
like
as
our
many
house.
connections to this house because I was much younger when we lived there, like very young.
Yeah, but when I was upstairs alone, right? And I could have sworn I heard like this voice. It sounded like a voice on the radio coming from a room and I was like, who's in there, right? Just thinking maybe my mom went up there and she's talking to somebody. And then I hear like this other voice briefly. It kind of cuts out fast, and then I go into the room and like I don't hear the voices anymore. But I could have been certain the voices came from that room, and I was never able to figure that out. And, like it was kind of sucked because you moved into the house and you're like, well, that's not a great experience.
Yeah.
Not a good
um,
sign.
it could have been voices through ventilation or something, but um, I don't know. But it sounded very strange. It sounded like a lady's voice on the radio, and it didn't sound like anyone I really knew. But what's interesting is tying it into dreams. Is I had a dream. I can still remember this dream. It was a long time after, like years after this incident. I had this dream where I like basically relived that experience, right? I heard the voices
Mm.
and I went into the room, but this time there were two little radios in the middle of the room making the
What?
noise.
You
Huh.
manifested your flipping reality.
Yeah, I don't it's very very odd.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. My
Was this
like
at
What if?
was this at the sleepover house again?
No, this would have been
Yeah.
townhouse probably.
Oh, really?
Yo,
that's the one with the you're talking about the music basement, like with the big room.
No, this is
That,
downtown.
this downtown Columbus.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. It was when we lived there for like a year.
Yeah. Yeah, when you were talking about like houses have different vibes and that sort of thing, I don't have much experience with that because I've lived in the same house my whole life. But like from what you were saying, it seems like the older houses and like what Jake was saying, older houses usually have more of a spookier vibe to them. Just kind of comes with the package, I
Naturally,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah. And my house is kind of old. It's like a ranch house, so it's nice and long. So you got
Mm,
some nice
cozy.
long passageways to peer down when things get dark. And I'm in my basement right now, and it's like it's such a weird like setup, cause like it's literally set up like like a Five Nights at Freddy's game or something. Cause there's like
I
no
know, it's
doors,
really
and
funny.
there's like two
Yeah.
openings on either side of me that I'm looking at right now,
Yes,
and
it's
it's
so
just pure darkness in both of them. And then there's the storage room on the side with like the curtain and everything, and it just goes way back there. It's just darkness, and it's
it's like
stuff that things can hide behind.
it's literally meant to be a game where you have two directions, like things are coming at you from two directions, like
Yeah,
FNAF. It's so funny.
literally.
My bedroom has two doors.
But like I spend so
What?
much time down here, like literally like most of my time is down in this basement. But like if the lights are off, like especially if I'm watching like something scary on YouTube or something, like every once in a while I'll just like look over at the storage room with the curtain wide open, just showing at the darkness, and I'm
Mm,
like
Just gotta
I
make sure.
like there's still that uneasy feeling. Like even though like it was definitely like that when I was way younger, but even now, like still there's just this weird feeling.
I
And
think peering into abysmal darkness will always be it's like it's one of the inherent natural fears in our brain, I think. It's
yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
yeah.
think
being
that's like a
afraid
primal
of
instinct.
yeah, it's literally I think it is. Like just one of the innate things that we experience is just
For sure.
terrified at the idea of just like a empty, like unknown, like maw of darkness.
Mm.
Yeah.
That whole thing about like having to run up your steps after turning the lights off, like to get away from the thing chasing you.
I
Like that's how it is
Most
going.
relatable thing.
Yeah, like going to bed, like at night, I gotta do the whole stair thing, which that's not that bad, but like walking down from like where my living room is all the way to my bedroom, like I'm turning off lights in the living room and going down to my bedroom, and I
you have the
always,
trial.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the gauntlet or something like that.
Yeah, you
But
have like to pass the test, bro.
yeah, I turn off all the lights and I'm just like walking down, and as I pass the bathroom, like total darkness to my right, and I'm like, bro, if something comes out, I'm clenched fist, I'm punching this thing.
Yeah.
It hasn't yet,
This is going
but
There's
down.
nowhere to turn. It's a skinny hallway.
yep. And I get down to my bedroom, and I always turn around right before I shut my door. I always peer down, I don't know, 30 feet or however long it is to my living room, and I'm like, all right, there's nothing down there.
This is
I'm
why we're
just,
Okay.
built different.
More
I would
clear
never
tonight.
flipping look.
I'm just
Yeah,
waiting for the day
I
that
would
there's
just be
something.
like, nope, I don't need it.
The image
Shut
burns in
the
my
door.
brain if I look, even if there's nothing there. Just the idea of it. I would never look.
Yeah,
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I could not imagine like being older, living in an old house where I would be the last one to go to bed. That would freak me out because I would probably be in the living room, shut all the lights off, and then turn the corner, look at this dark, gloomy staircase up to where I've had all these traumatic experiences, and having to trial by fire go up there step by step. It's like something could be waiting for me up there because there's two sides. You can go left or right. So it's coming from
Got the
either
FNAF
side
house
of me.
too.
Yeah, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
I could not handle that. Luckily, now I just walk up a landing and it's all open. So
Nice open floor plan.
yeah, but basement door's still scary though. Like always
Your
sitting 10
basement's
feet
freaky.
from a basement door
Yeah.
that has to be open because of my cats. It's
Oh, it
freaky.
has to be open, huh?
It has to be creaked
That's
open.
tough. That's like a horror movie plot, bro.
I'm looking at it right now. While
It's like
thinking
it
about
has
this.
to be open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we went into your basement and like set a chair down there and like forced each other to sit in the chair for like 2 minutes in the dark.
I was
Shut the door.
not there for that, I don't think.
Oh my, that's like a torture, bro. That's
know.
nuts. Can't
I
wait to
would've-
sit in the chair.
Yeah, that would have messed me up.
Yeah.
I'm realizing I'm a huge puss.
Dude, same.
Yeah. Okay. Like when
Me
some
too.
night I don't know. No, no, like some nights. I'm the usually some nights usually on the weekend when I'm the last one. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm a man, and to walk up my stairs in pitch darkness.
Yeah.
Just like
Oh
you
man,
know
the
what?
adrenaline rush. You feel like a
Yeah,
Chad.
it's adrenaline rushing too. But it's like I can't see anything, and
Yep.
going up these stairs.
See, like I'm not like anymore. Like I'm over like the whole, I guess, running
I'm
through your
not-
house, turning all the lights off fear. But like, my room is way more terrifying than that. I just like I
Dang,
used
you
to
got
like
two
not be
doors.
able to.
That's
I
upsetting.
used to like not be able to sleep in like complete darkness. Like I had like a little tiny lamp or something, and but it had to be silent. It had to be silent, or else I can't go to sleep.
Oh,
Now I
really?
need
I'm the
some type of background noise, and
Yeah,
I need
I
it to
need
be
Yep,
noise.
pitch
fan.
dark.
I
We
need
all
those.
need fan.
No, the fan, no, not the fan. I have to play music or something. I just if I start like thinking, my
Oh.
brain does not turn off.
I guess I used to be
Ah,
like that.
that's
But
Like
crazy.
I can do without music now.
it's like I have to have something going, but like pure silence, like I just like brain just won't turn off.
I-
It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
constantly
like
thinking.
I am like that too.
Yeah.
That's like
You
I'm
just can't
always
sleep
I'm
in
very
silence.
neurotic.
But I used to like
Yeah.
only be able to sleep inside. Like I used to, like if there was a TV on, literally couldn't sleep. I'd stay up and like accidentally be watching it. Like I could not get myself to go to sleep. I'd just be listening to
Oh,
it.
you just you couldn't
I
bring
just
yourself to go to sleep.
wouldn't
You were just
wouldn't do it.
like,
And now like I
distracted.
need something.
Yeah, I've always needed some sort of background noise when I fall
Yeah.
asleep. So, yeah, it's I'm just looking at that storage room, man. Can't see
Yeah,
I
thinking
can't
about
see
it.
the
Looking at
back
that
wall.
basement.
It's
I keep
pretty
my
dark.
two doors
Can't see
closed.
that basement, man.
Anyone in there? I don't
Wait,
think
so
so.
they don't like the two like hall. They don't
Anyone?
have like doors on them.
Well, like, yeah, in my basement, I've got like it's really open because I
It's
mean,
just corridors.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of just corridors. I mean, there's one room with a door, but that's like its own kind of separate thing. But other than
Yeah.
that, there's no doors. You could just walk around this loop and not have to open a
Glad
I
door.
always
I was-
forget that room's back there.
What?
I contemplated
I always
recording
forget
this in
that
my basement.
one room with the
but I
doors
didn't.
back there. Like,
Yeah,
is it still a movie theater
yeah, it is.
or movie room? Yeah.
Yep, it's the safe space down here, but I don't need it. I'm gonna be in the I'm in the wide,
man.
big old room with like
I'm a
3
man.
Big
entrances.
ol' room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're just chilling.
This makes me want to go back into my old house after a lot of years. What, since
Someone live there.
I
5
think they're
years?
I think they're Steelers fans.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, they
break
are
in.
Steelers fans.
Elks.
Literally, the first week we get a picture from my grandma saying, "Look at this,
Wow.
freaking Steelers fans."
Imagine.
So upsetting.
Pittsburgh
did T-post in my own
Steelers.
lawn,
What
though.
happened?
I was in Cambridge and I
What?
went there and T-post on my lawn. I just stood there for a good minute watching the
yo.
back door. I was like, I
Nice.
hope someone sees me.
I
This
hope
is
I get
really
arrested.
funny.
Like, yeah,
I hope I get arrested for trespassing.
That's funny. You didn't invite me. Oh, come
Yeah.
on, man.
All T-pose on the line.
T-pose.
Pittsburgh
Yeah.
fans don't have rights.
We got a pole now apparently and a trampoline. They're really going off.
Wow.
For real.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You got
I'll
the
go
Midwestern
further.
sprawl, dude.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
the
you-
Midwestern Sweet.
Bro, I remember being so scared to go into your neighbors' yards because I'm like, are we allowed to be here? Like, I'm so scared. Like running around playing Nerf guns. I'm like, I don't want to upset these
Because we
people.
had like almost the entire block there.
Yeah.
Like on my side of the street, we had the entire block except Ricky's.
Oh, yeah.
Except for
Ricky.
Ricky.
I,
Ricky's
that
like,
guy.
I forgot
was he like
Ricky
the
lived there.
owner? Was he like?
Gosh,
Nah.
He was the side of the yard captain.
gosh
Mob
darn
boss.
Ricky.
I'm in control of this side of the road.
That guy.
Rick.
Welcome
Yeah,
to the
we
left
had the-
side.
That was weird because it was at that old lady's house where it stopped, and then it went to Ricky's and it stopped. It was like we had that entire area.
Jeez.
Rest in peace, Ricky.
Ricky
Nah,
Stove.
he's still here. He's still here.
He lives
Always
forever.
dead.
Simply lives. Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah, but besides like the vibe thing, like in my house, like I don't know if there's anything I've ever really experienced that was like paranormal kind of thing. Like I've never really heard disembodied voices, except like
Yeah, maybe you're just schizophrenic, bro.
maybe.
There's just
Could be.
voices
I wanna get
talking
that
and they're
checked
telling
out.
you to do things.
But I do have a very short story of something that possibly happened. My mom was home alone and she heard someone say "hey" in her ear. That's all I know.
That's fire.
nope.
It
Got
may,
that
it
TV
may
on or
not have
something?
happened. No, there was no TV, no Alexa or anything. There was no radio or anything. She just like it was
Had it so.
just "hey" like in her ear and it startled her and she's pretty sure she heard it, but I don't know. That's really the only weird thing that
I
I've
feel like that
seen.
happens to sometimes now, where you just kind of hear someone talk.
Yeah,
That's just you, bro.
and it could have been
No,
someone
I'm
like
serious.
outside.
It's not like you don't actually hear it; you're just
Like
like thought of
schizophrenia
it,
runs
and
in
it
their
like
family.
manifested.
Yeah,
some
maybe.
shit. Like I think this is a thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's
I
about
haven't
all
had
the
like anything
paranormal
like
activity. I've had.
extremely paranormal, like or like one. I don't know. It's been like just what was that kind of stuff, but
Yeah, I've been very nihilist about it, where I completely deny that it exists because I don't
Yeah.
believe that it exists.
Yeah,
And then
I'm-
if it does exist, then it's like, okay, well, too late. It doesn't matter.
my dad is.
Yeah,
like,
it's
the
just
one
like,
who's,
okay, if it
had
does
stuff
happen,
to him,
whatever.
though, or he says he had. I don't know.
Wait, what?
My dad. Well, okay. So when my he was telling the story once about like right after his dad died. His dad like didn't get to like say goodbye when he passed away. He just kind of passed on. But his dad would wave in a certain way, like take your hand and just kind of like fold your hand in half, like just crunch it down. That's how my grandpa would wave.
Like a fist
That's
bump?
What?
Yeah, that's
Wait,
that,
you
that's
mean
how.
like lip wrist?
No, like fold, okay,
No,
literally,
like,
literally
yeah,
just make
like-
pull your
Ty
hand
said,
straight down,
The
like,
baseball.
No, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
It's just
like
like,
not like
yeah.
not a fist, but like with your fingers like
Yeah.
fully extended. But yeah, like that. That's
Yeah.
how he would wave. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And he said that one day
Odd.
he was driving and he noticed his left hand was just doing that, and he couldn't get it to stop. And then he felt like a
Okay.
breath on the back of his neck.
Yo, what?
And he said that he like to
Ooh.
him he said that was his dad telling him goodbye because he never got to.
Huh.
Jeez.
Was
It's a
that
bit
like
spooky.
recently after he passed away?
Yeah, he said it was like a couple weeks later.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've heard stories like that of um like dead people like texting people are still alive, or I think there's isn't there like a mystery of like someone's buddy died but like he kept getting texts from him. Is that a real story?
I have no idea.
That
Someone
just
just
seems like
got
a
his phone, bro.
creepypasta. Like I wouldn't put it
I know it
past
seems
anyone
like a
to make
creepy
something like
pasta,
that.
but I don't know. I feel like I heard it on like a news thing. Wonder if
That's
that
Like
interesting.
the YouTube channel called Bedtime Stories, where they like do the best like research and put in the facts. And it was a story where like someone's like a grieving mother, her son died,
Rest in
out of
peace.
nowhere, and she got a she got a she was sleeping, and then she had three knocks on her chest and says up on the banister, and that's all she remembered. She's like, "What does that mean?" Because they were cleaning out the house because it was his house and they were moving out anyways. And she kept playing through her head, and it's like she told her daughter, um, "I had this like weird dream last night," and then she's like, "It was something about a banister," and her daughter, it's like up there, like could it be up there? And like above like a kitchen, like there's in some kitchens it's like a space between the roof and the where all the cabinets are. There was like a picture of their family up there with
Hmm.
him in
Oh,
it.
okay.
And it was like something like that. And it was like yeah,
Shouts
and
out.
I, I found it interesting like how phones and text messages could be like used by like someone who recently died to continue to communicate for a bit longer. Or yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I've never really heard of that before. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some crazy
S-
stuff
Worth
out
the
there.
one. Cause like
Stay
I
safe,
went to go
kid.
visit my grandma. My grandpa died, and she sat us down. She was like, "Do you guys believe in ghosts?" And we heard stories about that. And my cousins always thought there was ghosts and that from my great grandma was haunting that place or whatever. And yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Very
There's,
interesting.
there's that
Boogie.
one there's one story of like a haunted house thing that I still think is like sticks with me. I'm trying to remember the name of that house. Um, is it? Oh yeah, Amityville.
Oh
The
yeah.
Amityville
Oh, I
house.
watched a documentary on that.
I don't know what that is.
I've heard of it.
No clue.
It's like a poltergeist,
You me
right?
better.
So it
So Amityville
look that up.
Horror. So what it was a family was living there. They moved in, and one night, one of the family members, it was one of the older brothers, came in with a liver action and killed their family one by one when they were sleeping,
That's
and
Yeah.
then
hardcore.
killed him. Yeah, and then he blamed it on the devil, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
and so it's like
sick.
there was always a demonic presence there, and that's when like Ed and Lorraine Warren come in and all that, and investigate
Yeah.
the house, and yeah.
How did they
It's like
not hear the shotgun though? Like, weren't they
Oh, it was
asleep?
sleeping. Yeah, but it
um.
was like it wasn't a shotgun. It was like a Lancaster. So like it's still a gunshot. Like I get what you're saying. I don't know, but like
Well,
yeah, they were
I've
all
seen
shot in
real
their
murder
sleep.
cases that yeah, they people get shot in their sleep. I don't like I don't know if there's like the tactic of like you like put the pillow over the head or whatever you see in movies, but like it happens, and I just don't really get how.
Yeah. That's the only thing I thought was weird about that, from what I can remember. I barely remember anything about it.
I mean,
But
like you're probably not expecting your son to be the one holding the gun, so you see him and you're just like, "Yo, what's going
Oh,
on?" And then
maybe.
he's the one that shoots you.
Or they could be like sense like something like a sound isn't like the shot was repeating, but it's like I don't think loud bangs wake people up unless it's like it actually vibrates the room. I think like when you're sleeping and a loud bang happens, you don't wake up. You
No, it
wake up
just
you'd
from
be
like the
happens in my
surprised. It
dream.
vibration
doesn't
or
always
like the
happen.
sense.
Yeah, like when I hear
Yeah.
like my alarm go off, I can hear it in my dream, and it's like that's when shit like starts falling apart.
Oh
Bro,
yeah,
I swear
maybe.
you're in
I'm always
Inception
up
or
before
something.
alarm clocks.
Say what?
You're in
Man is fighting a
Inception.
battle.
Yeah, like you've got the plot of Inception in your mind.
Wait,
Yeah.
Joseph, I have something like that. Is it where like you're in a dream, you hear the alarm, and then you wake up, but you still think you're dreaming because it's the same alarm clock sound, and like takes you like a few seconds to get acclimated that you're in
Yeah,
reality again?
kinda, yeah. Because somehow I
Because
just go
like the
back to
alarm
sleep, but like
clock's the bridge. Yeah.
usually when there's like noises, like especially like my alarm clock, like or like the Alexa that I use or my phone or whatever, but when I hear it going off, it'll just be like like I'll hear it, but
Yeah.
it'll be like amplified by like 1,000, and it's like but it's hard to so it's like extremely background noise. It's like
Yeah.
but it's
It's almost
so
muffled.
loud, but it's
Yeah,
so
it's
loud at the
muffled,
same
but
time.
it's clearly there.
It's like you're doing your normal thing, but in the background, all you hear is just or just whatever your alarm is, and it's very strange. But then usually I realize that's when like I have to break out of the dream and realize that it is a dream. And that's my alarm clock. That's not everything falling
Yeah.
apart around me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm always up before my alarm goes off, like guaranteed.
Oh yeah. You
Do you
wake up
ever
like a
like
minute early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's like
that's
always
about to say.
6:30.
Like, have you guys ever
Oh.
like set an alarm and then woke up a minute early just because you
Yeah.
know an alarm set? Like
Mhm.
subconsciously, you know that's gonna go off. And you don't want it to go off, so
Yeah.
you just happen to wake up a minute beforehand.
Bro, those are the best days because when my alarm is
just
the thing that
go.
wakes me up, like I'm really dreary. But if I wake
Yeah.
up like
Yeah.
5 minutes beforehand, like I'm up and ready to go. Like,
Exactly.
And
It's so
it's
it's
like
so
an
strange.
nice.
immediate win that you beat your alarm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
immediate like dopamine.
Uh-huh.
It's like yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
did it.
fire, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing's worse than waking up at like 5:55 and I get up at 6. And it's like, God flipping darn it. It's like there's no, you cannot revel in any moment of just waking up. It's immediately getting
Waking
up,
up at 5
Jeez.
is very
bright the
fun.
light in your eyes.
Chill.
He's really passionate about this.
Settle.
What's wrong? What's the problem?
What do you mean?
I don't have an issue.
They got a hold of him.
Yeah.
The demons.
They got him.
Well,
They
I'd
probably
say
got a hold of Wes, honestly.
maybe. I'd say those were some pretty good stories.
Could
There
have
was
had
a lot of
whole
them.
pod about dreaming.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
we took a little detour into dreaming and kind of got back on the spooky stuff, but I'd say it's all pretty related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess I gotta decide who the next host will be based on whose story really reached out to me and
You know, you and
touched my
me,
heart.
we had a
You know?
good time. We had a good time in my dream. God,
What?
Shush.
we had a good time in my dream, bro.
That is true. That is true.
This is
I'd
not
do
fair.
anything for you, bro. You know,
Yeah.
what would I do?
You know what I'm saying?
What would Evan
What would
do?
I do if you gave me host, huh?
Forced himself to have
Unthinkable,
Yeah.
unthinkable
I'll
thing.
give you an even better dream next time.
Whoa.
Yeah, next time in the dream.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll probably pick the host, and then after that person kind of has immunity, we'll decide on the two bros, one guy, one guest kind of thing. After that, so based on the stories and the different things that were brought up, I feel like I kind of have to give the host to Mr. Evan for what I did to
Dude,
this man
you're gonna have
with the
such a good
TV.
night. We're gonna have
I,
such
I
a good time.
traumatized this man with leaving the TV on in his childhood. I feel like he deserves the win here. Also,
Yeah.
he brought up The Hobbit and the whole like I didn't even know about the Pirates of the Caribbean thing. Like I know
No,
about
you
The
didn't,
Hobbit,
bro.
but
That's,
I did.
yeah,
I
that's
remember
where
that.
everything's
I remember. I
rough.
still remember.
Oh yeah, you remember it.
I remember everything.
It's still there.
I can tell you all about it if you want.
I still hear it from now.
I'll
Still
never
hear
forget
it.
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I
everyone's
really did
stories.
forget the sound.
Yeah, everyone's stories were really good. I like the coat hangers in the closet thing with that's still kind of unexplained with Wes, and I liked all the rake stories at Jake's house and at Wes and Evan's house, and also the paranormal stuff that or the
Like
Paranormal
moonstepping.
Activity movie that kind of scarred your life and
Ruined your life, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, they were all really good, but Evan and I traumatized this man, and
Congratulations.
he brought back some good memories. So Evan will be the
Sure.
host next
We'll
week.
make some more.
Who's the guest and who's the guy?
Oh no.
Dude, I know
Uh,
who the guest is.
Here's the thing. I'm not one to
You want to
strike
make a
first,
case for
but-
yourself, you dirty rat.
but Wes was pretty quiet. Not gonna lie.
Dude,
He
at least he
wasn't-
was here.
For context, since you weren't here,
Excuse
Wes
me, I
was
was
the guest
here.
the last time. Just so you know.
Oh yeah, this would be
Yeah,
this
Well,
would be
I kind
this
of
would be pretty
did
bad
that.
news.
I kind
It'd
of
be pretty
forced
bad
him
look.
to be the guest because, man,
Look, I did not say much that wasn't on. I said a lot that was on topic. To be fair,
you were
I said-
valuable when you
I contributed to the
when you
stories.
speak your truths.
This is true.
All
Didn't
right, then
ask.
who do you think's the guest then, huh?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who would you say
I-
the guest is?
Yeah,
God,
who's
you know
who's
who
saying the
it is,
guest is
brother.
then?
So
Wes?
out of we're just talking Jake or Joseph, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Oh yeah, he has immunity. This is so you
Well,
guys
I'm
are
just
instantly
saying,
bros. That's crazy.
Like who is
I'll-
available to
I'll-
be called guest?
it's just
The
me
three
or
of
you,
us.
Jake.
No, I could be guest.
Three
Just-
of us.
Okay,
He's
okay.
no
okay. So
longer
Not
me,
Ev,
yeah, me,
not
Jake, and Ty.
Yeah, he's no longer.
Oh, so I
host.
have immunity right now.
Yeah, Ev has
Yeah.
immunity. I do not.
Evan has
Hot
immunity.
and ready,
I've passed
I
the
don't-
torch of host.
like Little Caesar's pizza.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if I have the heart to pick a guest. I feel like it's so cruel.
Well, it's
Alright,
not your.
Ev, yeah,
Ev, what do you-
It's a
Ev.
collective
No, no.
decision.
Well,
Wait,
yeah.
you want me to make the decision?
yeah, it's
You
your.
know,
It's
Or
your
you know
choice.
what?
no
It's Jake.
redemption.
It's flipping
No,
Jake, bro.
I
Your
redeemed
absence-
myself.
Your
No.
absence from the last episode and scheduling conflicts of
It
the past
wasn't even
month.
in the podcast.
You
You
just-
can't blame.
You
it
were
wasn't even
just
in the
obligated
podcast.
to
It's
be the
not
guest
fair.
once,
It's
You
not
just have to be.
fair.
and then we can go to a
Isn't
more
even-
fair, just procedural due
Oh.
process
Now we
sort
can
of
reset our
thing,
democracy after this one, but
But you just had to
Retribution.
suffer once. It would make me feel better. It's like the scene in Neon Genesis
Oh,
it would
Evangelion.
cure what Ty did
Where
if
he
you
punches
accepted this guest.
him.
That is true. This
because
is what
he
happens when
killed
you're
his
busy.
sister and-
Yikes. Sorry, guys. For having that. Fine.
So
Fine,
yeah,
I'm
I will
the
never forgive
guest.
you, and my relationship with
Okay.
you is forever tarnished. And
Okay,
you're the guest.
fair enough. All right. Does everyone
Sick.
agree? Anyone
Yeah.
have any other? Okay.
I agree.
I think you're an honorable sacrifice.
And I
Okay.
feel
Not
like
really
Wes,
honored.
I'm
at all,
the
actually.
guest.
yeah, I feel like Wes had a good pod. I feel like he did well. He had some
You got some
paranormal stuff
guy
going
energy.
on. I was leading to that. He seems like a guy.
Kind of weird
Guy.
enough. No one really
Kind
likes
of
him, I don't know.
mediocre.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that.
Wow.
Remember, he's the
Jeez.
guest.
I'm salty.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
salty.
remember, he's the guest. He has
I'm
no
That's
fair.
value. He
That's
means
fair,
no-
that's
what
fair.
he just said means
I'm in my
absolutely
own
nothing.
bubble. Wow.
Alright, let's actually go ahead and mute him real
Demoted.
quick. Just
Second just mute son.
He just immediately gets kicked.
Hey, you're
So
off
you're
the
the
island.
guy.
Get out of here. Well, I guess that means it's a third string bro for me and picking up Joe over there. Man, I'm really just killing it, man.
Have you been bro 3 weeks in a
I've
row?
been bro
Not 3
3
weeks,
weeks.
sorry, because of our guest this week.
Oh,
Wait,
going back to the
this is
guest.
part of the 3 weeks.
So am I
Yeah.
guy or am I
Oh,
bro?
okay.
Oh, you're bro, man.
You're a bro.
You're
Yeah.
bro.
Sick.
Yeah, we're bros.
Nice.
Have you been bro? Have you been anything but bro, Joseph?
No, I was guy the first time.
Oh, really?
So this,
Dang,
this
got
is your
got
second
it.
bro, right?
I got guy, bro.
Wow.
Clean
Yeah,
your
Joe's
I
just
got
killing
bro
it.
last
and
time.
guest. I got bro and guest, bro. Really.
Man.
50,
Yeah,
50%
I
This
was
is
guessing
what
the
happens.
first time
This
for
is
some
what
reason. I
happens.
don't know why. I feel like I fit in pretty well around here.
Yeah, sure. Well, you isolate other people.
Yeah.
I could have fit in Ty
After
real well.
ivory tower of
Oh my.
Oh, whoa.
We need to end this right now. Okay.
Yeah, save it for next time. Save it for next
Yeah,
time. All right.
You're gonna have a really good
That's
dream
it.
tonight.
That's it. That's it. That's the ending clip.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
ending
yeah.
line. That's it.